Mm-hmm. Oh, God. I knew that was going to happen. This microphone. Okay, so I put these earpieces in, right? So I could hear myself, so I could see if I'm being too loud or not. And so it's been doing this lately to where I don't hit live and I can't hear myself yet. And I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden after I hit live, it's like, whoa, this gush of like hard staticky air flies into my ears, penetrates between my eardrum and goes in between. It pierces me inside of my brain where it counts. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Christy. Hey, Gulf Coast Mama. Hey, Scully, how you doing? Hello. Hey, Ready Red. Oh, you're new here. Welcome. So listen. Hey, here she goes. There she goes again. Look. Who's that? Now, you guys don't ever think that I would be sitting here on a live stream with you ever, do you? And have somebody waiting in the closet to jump out and scare the shit out of everyone? I wouldn't do that. Would I? Would I? Who's there? I'm just going to let you wonder if there's somebody in the closet this whole live stream or not. Hello, Diamond Tears. All right, guys. So this was spontaneous, but I discovered something like it was almost like a treasure that I had found. And I was like, well, what? And I realized maybe this is why there's some people out there that are like, damn, he's a dick. So gather around. No, no chance, dance. No, no dance, no chance, no dance, no chance. Give me second chances. That's so cool! I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! My Hey, Bechdel Reel. I'm out of the closet, Kimberly. Who's in it? Someone's in there. There's something we're not telling you. Or is there a we? Or is it just me? I don't know. But now I'm scaring myself. Shall we go check the closet? Just kidding. No, I'm going to let you wonder. So anyways, guys, listen. Now, you guys know who Life Perplexed is, correct? Well, she recently did a really nice thing. But first of all, I want to say thank you to, hey, Marlene! Nicole mailed me this. I had no idea she was mailing me something. I was like, dude, who the hell's mailing me Bath and Body Works candles? Cinnamon sugared pecan. Smells so good. So I wanted to say thank you to Nicole. And then also Laura, which, hold on, I'm going to get her candle link. 1 second here. Let me find it, okay? You could just give me a moment, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Christy. I love you. My God. Okay, so where is her candle link? I have it here. So, okay. So she, as you guys know, she makes Save Robbie candles. Now, yeah, Nicole is the best. She recently, I'm not going to say what, because I don't think I'm allowed. So I don't know. I don't have permission. So she recently was like really excited over something, and she was like thanking me for something that I really didn't purposely do, but I guess it kind of did without knowing. That kind of helped her out. So Laura mailed me a shit ton of wax melts and stuff. Look at this stuff. She mailed me like 4 wax melt sets and then a Laura Life Perplexed candle that's purple, okay? And it smells like grape soda. Look at that. Look at that. And just so you guys know, there's a lot of people that are like, oh my God, her candles suck. They don't burn. We're going to go ahead and light this and show you that it does, in fact, burn. See that? Look at that. Look at that. So she mailed me that. And then what's really cool is I'm a Gemini and I'm into signs. She mailed me a Gemini candle. She puts mica in her candles, so it's like glittery. And just so you know, if you ever buy candles from Laura, she wraps the shit out of them so they won't break. She's not afraid of the tape. And then she sent me a little Gemini thing to go with it. Hey, Dawn Marie. So thank you for that, Laura. I'm going to put her link to her candles in here for you. Okay. Now, Laura's candles. And I'm going to pin it. So there you go. Now, can I ask you guys a question? I'm going to get serious on you bitches for a minute. Okay? Has any of you ever sent me a message, maybe on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, and I never responded? Anyone? Yeah, Kimberly, she does. Look, and this, holy crap, this candle is going to last, like it says, 60 hours, 13.5 hours, but I don't want to burn the grape a lot because I want it to last. But this grape soda, I'm telling you guys, if you like grape, it's really good. Oh, yeah, Marlene. Well, Marlene and I have been very good friends for a long time, and I really slack at returning. Now, however, email, okay. Hey, Kelly Bain. So let me just explain something. Oh my God, Gulf Coast Mama, the grape soda is amazing. So usually I have, okay, so I have my email that I check, and then I have basically Messenger, okay, Facebook. And a lot of times I don't realize, but it goes through the filtered messages, and I don't even know it's there. Barely knew I had a Twitter inbox, and oftentimes forget that I have an Instagram box. Hey, Diane. So here I am thinking, I'm like, holy shit, dude. Because I've been being lazy the last 2 days because it's cold weather here, and it's like, I've just been being lazy. So I'm looking through my phone, and all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap, there's all these messages from, we're not talking like the last week. We're talking like over the last year, where people have messaged me, sometimes books full of stuff, asking me something. I love you, Marlene. I'll pray for you. Asking me, questions or whatever it is. And they probably thought that I was the biggest asshole on the face of the planet because I never responded to them. So I just wanted to say sorry if you've ever sent me a message and, I didn't fucking respond back to you. Now listen, if you're an asshole, I probably did it on purpose. Kimberly, why have we not had coffee yet? Huh? You know what? We need to do like a meet and greet coffee shop thing with the Denver people in the Denver metro area. Maybe we could do sledding and coffee and hot cocoa and Christmas carols closer to Christmas time. Wouldn't that be fun? Ooh, Maine is cold. Yeah, you guys got like that moisture, like it's moist and ice storms, right? Doesn't Maine get ice storms? Yeah, Kimberly, that'd be awesome. Kimberly, did we go to school together? You look really familiar. If you say yes, I'm gonna freak out. You've never seen snow, Gulf Coast? Gulf Coast, get your ass over here. Get your ass over here. So I wanted to say that, and there was one more thing. I don't remember what it was. Texas is freezing, 60. Okay. Hey Siri, what's the current weather in Denver, Colorado? Huh?
It's currently cloudy and 39 degrees in Denver. Expect rain starting in the afternoon. Then partly cloudy skies starting tonight.
Oh, no. I don't need to expect rain. It has already come to the forefront. Okay? You're on the southern coast. You'll be there your first snowfall. Wait, are you serious? Don't get me excited. You wish you did. You're originally from New Mexico. Well, it's crazy. The reason I asked you that is because I went to school with a girl named Kim, and you look like a lot. When I saw your picture, I was like, holy crap, is that? So you kind of freaked me out a little bit because nobody ever from my, it's weird. Like Facebook and YouTube are complete different worlds. Facebook is full of like, of course, a lot of people from here follow me over there and stuff, but family members, school members, and lots of gay men who want to have sex. And that is the truth. And none of those gay men follow me over to YouTube. Some maybe. It depends on how many D-pics I send them. Okay? But I take full body nudes. Laura, look at this. I was showing them how it lights, and I put your link up. There's Laura, folks. She's the one who makes these wonderful, glorious candles. And grape soda, I think, is my favorite. I'm not really a fruity smell type of person either, but oh, the grape soda, just you smell it and it just makes you insanely happy. And that's what I wanted, because when I was like, okay, I need a Life Perplex candle, but I want it purple, of course, because that's like your signature color. And then, of course, the smell had to go with, grape, because lavender just pisses me off. Lavender usually disappoints me, that smell. Ooh, you lived in Evergreen when you were little? We might know the same people, because I had family that lived in Evergreen. Yeah, Laura, I was telling them how also don't ever worry. If Laura mails you a candle, it'll always be wrapped like a mother effer so that nothing breaks. You should have seen me trying to open that, Laura. I even used this. Even used my big butcher knife trying to cut that whole box open. Hey, Amber. Love you, Amber. Yeah, I showed the candles and I got really, yesterday was like everybody was mailing me candles yesterday, because that's from Nicole. Never rains in California. You know what? When I went to California, I was really disappointed. When we recently went to San Francisco, I didn't know that there really wasn't that many palm trees there. It reminded me a lot of Denver, Colorado in San Francisco. It's like the cities are a lot alike, except, sorry if you're from San Francisco, but I got to say this. I don't like the way the buildings and the houses and stuff are set up. It looks like fake, like Cracker Jack box shit. Like where the Full House, we went to the Full House house. I was disappointed. And there was a man outside bending over, standing, shitting while he was like standing up. He was shitting on the floor outside. They smell from light to end. Yeah, you know what, Laura? I really haven't. I know that they light good, and I wanted to show people they light good, but I really haven't lit the candles that I've got from you, because I like to keep them, the smell, and they're special, and they're like souvenirs. You have like 4 different types of gardenia. Yeah, Laura, you guys, again, if you're interested in her candles, I did pin her link. And yeah, she has a shit ton of scents, and there's a bunch of different candles. And I don't know if you're still doing like fundraisers for certain fundraisers and shit for certain candles anymore, or if it's just specifically, I don't know. You guys go check out her website. I pinned it. It's either a wood or a cotton wick. You can have either or, which I think I have multiple different kinds. I've gotten a bunch of different ones. Okay, so not currently. Oh, there you go. Christy will be ordering. And you guys, seriously, there's a lot of people. I even talked shit about Laura's candles when they first came out. I was like, because I didn't like Laura at the time. But then I actually got them and saw that they are worth a shit, and they do smell really good. So yours is empty. You just keep smelling it, though. You're addicted to her rose and white sage. See, I'm not a rose. I'm not really a floral person. Normally, I like coffee or vanilla or cinnamon, spice type scents. But I had to have grape. You offer organic cotton, organic hemp. Oh, I didn't see the hemp ones. On those. Is that just on certain candles? And by the way, holy shit, Laura, I didn't realize how big this candle was compared to the other ones I've got from you before. This sucker is heavy. This is how many ounces is this? 13.5 ounces. It's pretty freaking big, and this thing's like gotta weigh at least, I don't know, 5 pounds, maybe. Oh, you just got them? Okay. You make candles yourself. You're making your in-laws and family candles for girls' night, Christmas Eve, and Christmas. Laura, Well, I'm sure Laura's doing Christmas candles. I'm sure of it, right? Just do like Frosty the Snowman and shit. Or you could do like YouTube creators dressed up in like Christmas shit. You have coffee candle and refuse to light it. It smells amazing. I know. And see, I was telling Laura that I was like, I don't want to light any of your candles. I just want to keep them forever. She's like, no, you light them so you could buy more later. I'm like, okay, that's a good marketing technique, but it's true. Oh, lots of Christmas candles. Okay. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, and you guys, like, Christmas is coming right around the corner. It's the perfect time to do like gifts. Now I feel like I'm doing a Laura infomercial. But seriously, you go check her stuff out if you're into candles and all that kind of shit. Because I may be incorrect here, but I believe that you can pretty much request is it anything you want in the candle, Laura? Like if you don't want a certain type, do you do like anybody's pictures, stuff like that? I don't know. I don't want to give the wrong information out. Best marketing is word of mouth. Word of mouth and spread of legs. Okay. Miranda Lambert just came out with a new perfume, Georgia Peach Blossoms, Southern Magnolias, and Sandalwood. Is she pregnant? Okay, literally anything. All right. So I wasn't incorrect. She can put anything on the candle. Hey, Peach, love you. You've been all over YouTube bragging about her amazing candles. They really are. I mean, I'm not the type of person that would be like, hey, guys, go over there just to, do it. I really do like her candles. They're good. Good shit. It's good shit. Your wax melts are good too. The Fruit Loop one is, or I think it's called like Fruity Loop or something. That one smells freaking amazing as well. Anything? Oh, I was like, I believe Laura will do anything for a candle. Laura, you whore. Magnolia is actually your favorite smell in the world. My favorite smell in the world. Can you guys guess my favorite smell? This smell actually also, okay, I'm just going to say it. It arouses me. Hey, Alyssa. Can you guys guess what it is? I think I might have said it before, but it turns me on. And no, it's not the smell of a men's locker room. Stop it. That's my number 2. Hey, Missing in Life. No hills or hollows and burns perfectly, even to the very end. Yes. Hey, WJ. W, how you doing? So my favorite sexual smell, but this could be for like any time of year, especially around Christmas time. No, it's not wood. Ooh, you made pumpkin spice wax melts. I'm burning one of those right now as we speak. Gardenia. No, grapes is not. No, that doesn't make me horny. And it's not just because it arouses me. It is a good smell as well. And I'm not saying that every time I smell this certain smell that I like automatically pop one. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, close, Kimberly. Not pine. It's just cinnamon. Is that fun? But I hear that cinnamon is an aphrodisiac for men. Is it? Pumpkin seeds are an aphrodisiac for men. And I think cinnamon is an aphrodisiac as well. Yes, it is cinnamon. Yes. Don't bake cinnamon rolls around me unless you want to have sex all afternoon. Okay? Because that's what's going to happen. I don't know why. No idea why. It's just a natural thing, I guess. You couldn't pay me to buy a Fruit Loop candle, no offense. Oh, you're just not into Fruit Loops? Yeah, cinnamon is a good one. And it's not even around Christmas time. I enjoy cinnamon any time of year, but I do the seasonal shit. Okay. And I did put in my community post that poll about decorating for the holidays now. Okay. Knock your shit off. I am like a no decoration person because I'm not a bahumba, well, I guess I kind of am a Scrooge because my family moved. Like when my family moved out of state, I was like, yeah, Christmas is too much work now. It was already too much work anyways when family lives together. And yes, I have my aunt and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my parents living in a different state. And you could probably say, why don't you go and fly out and see them or drive out. First of all, there's not a fucking airport over there because it's in the middle of nowhere. Okay. The closest airport to them is Denver International Airport, which is like 30 minutes away from me. So I don't decorate. I don't put up a tree. I do change like, pumpkin scents and shit like that. And no, I fucking don't mail out Christmas cards anymore either. But I will be possibly going to buy my mother a candle on Laura's website. Other than that, I don't fucking do gifts either. Okay? Piss off. Bah humbug. You found old live streams of the guy you were on about the other day that killed his wife. He actually seemed like he had shown signs of abusive behavior a long time ago. Ooh. What is up with these people? It's not funny, but it's just you see these attractive couples and it's just like why don't you just break up with somebody? I don't get it. You burn sage? Got your sage right here. I got a shit ton of sage. I need to be burning more of it because there's been a lot of bullshit going on lately. You just made your mother-in-law cinnamon bark. That would be a good one, cinnamon bark. You would do a tree right now, but we're not going to cut one down until you cut your own tree down? Holy crap. You don't decorate either and stops. Well, listen, if I'm being just completely real about the holidays, I've said it. No, I'm not going to get into Santa because we know how I feel about that motherfucker. But I feel like because you guys, I don't know, some of you maybe do Christmas with like, your second cousins and your cousins, your grandma and all your family members of like, it's like a family reunion or whatever. You guys get together and you all get each other's gifts, right? Well, here's my fucking theory on this. If you don't know somebody and you don't talk to them throughout the year, yeah, you may be busy and stuff, but like your cousin that you're like, the only time you see them is around Christmas time. You're like, how's the kids? How's this? Like, you don't give a shit how they are anyways. Who cares? Okay. And number two, why the hell are you going to stress going all the way around trying to, you know how everyone's like, oh, I don't know what to get Johnny. I don't even know how old he is now. What do you think he'd like? What do you think so-and-so would like? It's fake. If you don't talk to somebody enough throughout the year to know their interests and what they like, then they have no right getting a gift from you. Okay? And that is my personal opinion on Christmas. People are selfish. And then all throughout the year, you know what it is too? You know what it is about? Now you got me started on Christmas and this is bullshit. Okay? Christmas get-togethers, it's all about people like getting together and trying to impress. It's like a competition for the most part. And yes, maybe you have cute, sweet Christmases with your family, whatever. I'm not talking to you assholes. I'm talking to the ones that get together and like, oh my God, listen, this is what people do. They cut each other off in traffic. Oh God, I need to go get a colonic and I need to go get my hair cut and I need to go get this, that, and blah, 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 blah before Christmas so I could look the best at the Christmas party. Okay? And then so you're cutting people off in traffic. Okay. And then you're cutting people off in the stores trying to buy the best gifts that are running out, flying off the shelves. And everybody it's full of hate. It's full of impatience. It's full of like rushing and drama just to get to that Christmas party. So you could be the sweetest, most glorious, beautiful, glowing person looking there. No, bitch. You just cut like 20 people off in traffic on the way to that Christmas party because you wanted to be first. You wanted to be there on time so everybody could look at you. No, it's fake. Until you don't have them to get together anymore. Or wait, what'd you say, Laura? It is phony. And look, I'm not talking to people that are, your family and it's the only time of year you can see each other and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you show up to a Christmas party and you didn't even realize that your fucking cousin had kids. And then they show up with 2 kids. You're like, oh, hey, how are you guys? Oh, yeah, so-and-so's going off to college. Yep. It's all about like, how can we brag about ourselves the most? And to me, that is not what Christmas is about. Christmas is about, it's a feeling. It's not image of anything. And second of all, can I just say to all you assholes who overdecorate your houses, all of you motherfuckers, do you realize that that shit's just going to go down into the trash, all that tinsel and all the bullshit and the lighting and the money you're putting into that lighting, when all that material can be going to a fucking homeless shelter? Okay? And instead, we are wrapping our trees that are inside, by the way, don't even have feelings. We are wrapping them with garland and material when we could be giving that material to a homeless shelter. Okay? It's fucked up. I know, Laura. Listen, decorating is fun. Holidays, birthdays, all that kind of shit is fun. But do you guys ever stop to think about like the reality of, I love you, Iris, the reality of life? Okay? Listen. Okay, hold on, Laura. There is out by the airport, okay? They just installed maybe a couple of years ago these high-tech they're like TV monitors that are lighting system and like advertises and billboards and shit. Look that shit up. By the Denver International Airport, cost millions of dollars, and it's just on the side of the highway, just for view or whatever. And then we have all those decorations on the side of the highway and all of that nonsense that it's like all that material can be used for something else. Iris, you should take a link too. I love you. We need some positivity. We need some Iris. I used to really hate Christmas because of other people. I don't hate Christmas. I hate Hallmark holidays. Okay? What is Black Eagle doing? Black Eagle, are you being bad? You being bad? I love to buy gifts for my kids and see the joy on their face. See, that is beautiful. That is beautiful, because what did you just say, Kimberly? You said because of joy. And joy. See, that is beautiful to me. Hey, Alchemy, how you doing? Wait, what the fuck? Laura, is that really you? Hold on. Let me throw this over the screen real fast. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Just
I'm for some reason one of my monitors pops up on whatchamacallit, on Windows instead of Chrome. So it goes back to my old Streamlabs. I don't know. It's very weird. I can't, my other monitor's fine. But you're such a Scrooge. Let me tell you something.
I am.
Have children, right? When you have kids, Christmas is like the highlight of their life.
Oh,
my
absolutely.
son, my oldest, one of my twins, cried at 13 when he learned that Santa wasn't real. 13.
Shut up, Laura. That is one of the reasons that I cannot stand talking about Santa. And listen, I don't know if you're into telling kids about Santa and whatever, but I think that listen, and I want your opinion on this because you seem to be a very strong, opinionated person. For me, I thought, listen, you're making yourself vulnerable. You're believing that a stranger each year who's becoming like a family member is entering your home while you're sleeping. That is a vulnerable feeling. And then you get comfortable and think they're following you around all year. You think Santa's watching you and all this, right?
Elf on a shelf.
And so people are like, oh, you really believe that? Yes, because I was told if you stop believing, you stop receiving. And I'm like, yes. Okay. And it breaks your heart. And then it opens a door for it to be okay to lie. What do you think?
Okay, listen to me. There is something about Christmas that is magical. Okay. Now, this is coming from someone who grew up in a Jewish home who still celebrated Christmas because there were so many Christians in the family.
Yeah.
But there's something magical about Christmas. Everything about it, from shopping to the magic in the house, to the pretty lights, to the tree, to the elf on a shelf, to everything. Santa is real, soul survivor. And it's not that you're
Get out of here, Laura.
Everybody knows that magic is fake. Santa Claus and Christmas is magical. So it's not really a disappointment that Santa's fake. because it's all part of the magic. Kind of like when you find out a magic trick is fake, because sometimes, you know, you find out that magic isn't really magic. That's the same thing with Christmas. So it really comes down to how you present it to your kids. So if you present it that, oh my God, Santa's watching you and you better be good or he's going to not buy you anything, or you present it as Christmas as a whole is just magical. And then when they find out that Santa's not real or that you're Santa, like my kids had a camera on me. Once you find out, yeah, they were pretty smart. Once you find out that Christmas is fake or Santa's fake, you still can't lose that magic. At almost 17 years old, my twins, especially my son, will still act like Santa's real. Full knowing he's not, giving me the list, the whole 9 yards. But they still,
so you guys you pretend, you make believe.
Exactly. I still won't let them see gifts. I still wrap everything. I still do everything the same as when they were 5. But even though they know it's me and they have no problem knowing it's me, they still want that magic. They still want to wake up Christmas morning with the lights and wear their Christmas pajamas. They still do every year. I make them. And it's just that magic of Christmas that with or without Santa, I still put the elf out, and I still move it and I scare the shit out of them sometimes, hanging it upside down by a noose over their bed, you know. Get crazy. You know, as they get older, you just get a lot more creative and you get a lot more scarier.
I can co-sign that, and here's the only reason why. I co-sign that because it's something where everybody in the situation is well aware that it is make-believe and you're pretending. And that's fun. Like, that's tradition. Santa movies are fun. Rudolph and all those stories, those are fun. But, like, it's just me, because people are like, you don't have kids. And yeah, I don't. So I don't know what that feels like. But, oh, my God, it ripped my heart out. And I felt like almost like, what else am I being told in the world that's fake? And it lots of people are like, oh my God, you need to seek counseling. But it almost breaks this trust in the world when you find out somebody you love. I loved Santa, you know, like he was really cool. He was magical. And then all of a sudden he died.
But he doesn't die. It's just the magic. And there's nothing like hearing a kid scream first thing in the morning because they open up the shower and there's the elf with a knife in hand hanging there. There's nothing better. They just die laughing. Or, you know, going in their room and they have a doll filled with ketchup laying in their bed, you know, like, you know, with an elf. That's part of Santa magic.
That is some freaky shit. Why?
You just got to get more creative as they get older. But, or that, you know, like the elf killed the doll, you know, you just get more creative as they get older. But you have fun. We still, to this day, I got almost 17, and 14. And we still have a blast with Christmas.
Laura, this is Iris, by the way. My girlfriend. We surprised her in California, like at the beginning of the month. And visited her and broke into her house while she was live streaming. It was awesome. Iris, we've talked about this before, but hold on, Laura. Yeah. I don't think you answered the part. Do you think it opens up a door for white lies?
No. I told you, it's all about keeping it magical. Because if you keep it magical, like I said, I did answer it. Magic is fake, but we still like having fun with magic. And we still like watching magic, even though we know it's fake. So even though we know Santa's fake, we still like the mystery, the magic, the fun of Christmas.
Yeah. What about this, you guys? Okay, so for example, if you tell because I would never ruin it for a kid and just walk up and be, you know, just because of my beliefs, I would. But what if, you know how people get mad? They're like, don't tell them Santa's fake. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. We're teaching our kids to be like honest, but we're getting mad at people for telling them the truth. You see what I'm saying? It kind of builds that trust thing of like, wait, what's real and what's not. And Laura, I know that like you're atheist, right?
Yes. I was gonna say you may be seeing it from the religious standpoint, But my kids have always known I'm an atheist, that I don't believe in God or Jesus or anything like that. And they know that. So Santa is not about any religious aspect. You may be looking at it from a religious aspect.
Well, I don't look at it from a religious aspect because I'm not religious, but here's the difference. Like Santa, so growing up, I was always told also, like, you need to believe Jesus died on the cross for your sins or you're going to hell. And I'm one of those people that I question things. And so I go straight to the source. Mm-hmm. So when I found out Santa was fake, I was like, wait, is God fake too? So I literally cussed God out, and like, he showed me he's real by tons of crazy different shit in my life, which Santa never did. But it kind of like pushed me away from the idea of God for a little while, because I was like, oh, well, that's fake too, you know? So it kind of like, it messed with my walk with God for a while, for sure. Just because I don't get the whole, like, the whole, we grow up and we're told not to lie, but then there's certain lies that are okay.
No, see, but this could open up a whole world of a conversation. But for me, organized religion is more of a lie than Santa.
I agree. I'm not religious. Iris is, me and her, like, we talk about Christ all the time and stuff, but I agree, because look, I think each person, everybody, including yourself, who, you know, you are an atheist, everybody has their own experience in life. And the God that I know knows that, like, he knows that you're not convinced, and that's why you have your beliefs. So why would you be punished for something you're not convinced of? See, I don't believe that. Like, I don't know what Iris believes.
I honestly, I actually, if I can say something to her, I used to be an atheist. I didn't believe in any of this stuff that I talk about now. I did not believe, I swear to you, I didn't believe in it. I was actually in the world, like, and I get it. I get where you're coming from, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for you. And I also don't believe in religion, because religion separates people. Religion separates everybody. I believe in Jesus Christ now as my Lord and Savior, but I never talk about religion. Yesterday, even in my life, someone talked about religion and I cut them off right away. I'm like, I don't engage in that conversation.
Yeah.
Because for me, it hurts people, period. So, and about Santa, I've never believed in Santa because no one ever taught me about Santa. I grew up in a very abusive household as a former foster child and being abused every day, that my mom didn't have time to teach me none of that. So I didn't teach my kids either. So my kids I never follow those traditions. So maybe, I don't know if I'm coming from another standpoint, because I don't understand, you know, because I never had that, if that makes sense, like a mom to show me this, take care of me. So I didn't do that to my kids either. So when it comes to Christmas and all that, to me, it's just another day. Well, no, it's the day Jesus was born, but that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to disrespect anybody. That's just my personal.
Oh, no.
You know, that's what I went.
Conversations like this, all perspectives are welcome. Like,
absolutely, I agree with that.
Like, and a lot of people too, they say, oh, don't talk about religion or politics on my channel. I actually like talking about that kind of stuff with people that completely disagree, because it's like, well, I do, because I have no problem. I have no problem learning from other people, or at least if I'm not learning from them, I'm learning, like, about them. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of put yourself in their shoes. Now, but as far as Santa, there's no shoes to fill because he was never there.
Let me also make this clear, because a lot of people tell me I'm not an atheist because of this. I do believe in higher powers, but I do believe that everybody has their own higher power, and I absolutely believe in the afterlife. What I don't believe in is an almighty God. What I don't believe in, and this is my own upbringing, Jesus Christ was not a savior. He was just the son. He wasn't a son of God. He was a rabbi, and that's all he was. He died. He was born a rabbi. He died a rabbi. That's my, you know, what was embedded in my head growing up. I'm not saying anybody else is wrong. It's just, I don't believe in one almighty, but I do believe in higher powers and afterlife. And I do believe in ghosts, which most atheists do not. And tell me I can't possibly believe in ghosts, but I do. I've seen one. That's how I know.
Me too. I used to see them all the time when I was little, and I'm not over exaggerating at all. And that's kind of how when I I think since I saw ghosts, it made me more comfortable, because here's how I look at it. Here's how I look at religion. And I understand, some people say politics and religion cause arguments, but that's if you're not willing to listen to the other person's opinion, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But by seeing ghosts, it made me comfortable talking directly to God, because I was always told how to believe. And my mom, I love you so much, but still to this day, I have different beliefs than my parents do as far as how the afterlife works and heaven and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe, look, God put a brain in our head, and God is not only love, but he's common sense. Okay. So if he's looking at somebody like you, Laura, and you believe in what you believe in for a reason, he knows that. Do you think God's going to permanently send someone to hell for not believing something some dumbass told them, do this or you're doing this? No, because that wouldn't be a real belief. That would be scare tactic.
Mm-hmm.
You were scared into saying you believe in that, but you don't actually believe in that. So that's not a belief.
But do you really believe there's one Almighty who's looking over everybody in the entire world? Logically, think about it.
I'll tell you why I do, and it's not because anyone ever told me or anything like that. In a nutshell, when I was younger, I cussed God out because I was always told to believe. And then my uncle died of cancer when I was about 13 years old. And I went into my bathroom and I cussed the shit out of God. I was like, you're not real. I still cuss him out, by the way, which is bad, but I do because I get mad at him. And I cussed him out. I was like, if you're real, because I was scared of going to hell. And I'm like, you never show me and I don't believe in you. So that means I'm going to hell and I don't have any reason to believe in you. And I just screamed at him from my honest heart. And I kid you not, when you take a shower and the steam goes on the mirror, perfect outline of an angel and everything else was clear. So I wiped it away because it scared me. And I was like, no, that's like in my head. It was there for a month straight, the same thing every day. And it's like, still to this day, when I start to lose faith, I get mad at God and I ask him for signs, and he gives me cool signs like that. And I feel like he's leading us because there's a reason we don't know everything, So I feel like if we did know everything, what's on the other side, it would keep us from learning what we're here to learn. I don't think heaven is some place where we're floating around and that's it. I think heaven is full of knowledge and we all share that knowledge together.
Well, why do you need knowledge if you're dead?
What's that?
Why do you need knowledge if you're dead?
Well, because I think that's when you're the most alive, is when you're in heaven. So I think here is like a training ground. Pain helps you learn. And I think we perfect ourselves before we get there. And that's why I think when people say, oh, you need God to be happy or to get to heaven, I think just because simply I follow him and he leads me. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like footprints.
Can I share my experience and why I changed my mind going from
fuck no, I'm just kidding.
Also known as agnostic, because I used to believe I became an agnostic. I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in blah, blah, blah. Because I went through a lot and no one taught me about God. No one taught me about Jesus. I didn't know nothing, right? I grew up in the religious of Catholic. And because of that, I got out of it because they're you got to do this, you got to do that, or you're going to go to hell. You're going to go to hell. So I didn't want to believe. I didn't believe in the devil. I didn't believe in ghosts. I didn't believe in spirits. I didn't believe in none of that. And then I broke down. I didn't know what to do. I lost everything and I didn't have any support. I ended up in rehab. And that's where I started finding about Jesus. And then I still didn't believe. But then I started feeling spirits. Things that I never in my life imagined that were real. Like, oh my God, like I feel like something oppressing me sometimes. I swear, things that I never believed in that. And that's what woke me up. And then I read the Bible. And in the Bible says, that we fight against principalities, not people. And then I'm like, wow, this is so real. Like I started getting in the word and that's what convinced me. It took time though. It took years. I'm still being, if that means I'm still being trained. I'm still changing. I still do things that I shouldn't do. But now I know that it's real because I actually feel it here in the spirit world. And then I see the attacks of Satan all the time. And I'm just like, wow. That's why. And I'm just sharing my personal opinion, not, I'm just sharing what happened to me.
Yeah.
So
See, people ask if I believe in, oh, if you believe in God, you believe in the devil. And listen, you may disagree and be like, you were hallucinating. Okay. Meth never made me hallucinate. Okay. It's not like acid. I was in a bathhouse years ago. Okay. And I'm not going to go into detail because it's very sexual, but there's mirrors all over the place. And I was sitting in a room with the door closed, and there was a mirror, and I was, naked. There was I would say maybe about this tall, okay, demon looking evil man with this evil grin on his face. And he was doing stuff to my body. And I was terrified, but completely okay with it at the same time because I was on meth at the time. So I believe that was a demon that I saw because nobody else could have been in that room with me at that time. And there is evil. I mean, look at fucking YouTube. Look how evil, like, I don't know. Do you believe in like a evil energy, Laura, like the devil or anything like that?
I believe that energy comes from within. And yes, there is good energy, there's bad energy, but I do not and will never believe. I've been on this since I'm 13 and I'm now 50. But to me, energy comes from within, and there's no almighty while we're alive. I don't know what happens in heaven or hell, but there's no almighty that looks over every single person in the whole entire world. So
Do you believe in angels?
Well, angels.
Like there's a group of angels that go around and watch over people?
No, I believe there's ghosts and of both, good and evil.
See, it's interesting to listen to what other people believe and why they believe it and all that sort of stuff, because like we could learn stuff and like, oh, why do you think this or that? But like, as far as I will say, as far as the Bible in general, because the Bible I've always used as like a cookbook, and there's a lot of things in there that inspire me and help me. And I will say about the Bible is there's a lot of stories in there that have like inspired me and stuff like that. But again, like I'm one of those people who is logical. And if something doesn't make sense, people always say, don't question God. Well, first of all, I'm not, if I want to question God, I will, because he'll answer me. But if I'm going to question some human that's telling me something, I want a fucking answer, or I'm not going to believe in something. So there has been a lot of things in the Bible as far as when they talk about lust. I will say, like, they stress about lust all the time. Lust is bad, lust is bad. That's the only time in my life I've ever been miserable. Yeah, being lustful.
But Robbie, this is where I have a problem with the whole God debate, because that's all religious aspects. You can't be this. You can't. That's all religion. The Catholic religion being embedded in your head with these beliefs and these thoughts. Not you personally, I'm saying in general. You can't be this. You can't be that. That's part of the reason I decided to become an atheist when I was 14. I was actually 13. And I went to my parents and I said, none of this makes sense. I don't even know why I started looking into it. I said, none of this makes sense. And they said, what do you mean? I said, this is bullshit. This whole religion thing is BS. And I don't remember the exact words I used, but I said, none of this is right. And, my dad said, well, okay, can you explain more? Tell me why you feel like this. By the time I was 14, they were perfectly okay with me believing, because I did my research and I gave them examples and I told them, and when we would go to church, like for christening, I would say, Dad, I'm going to melt. We would joke around. And, my brother's bar mitzvah, I was still 12 and I was like, this just doesn't seem right. So, my beliefs were based on studying religion and studying all different religions and studying why so many different things. I don't know why I got on this kick, and I'll never change from that, because I've already proven over and over and over to myself, not to anybody else, but I've proven to myself that God in our current state, meaning not when I die. I do believe there's somebody that's up there. That I do believe. And that goes back to a dream that I had. But I don't believe he has anything to do with this life. So when I say state, I mean like our living state. That I don't believe. But what happens in death, Do I believe that there's somebody up in heaven that's hanging out with you that probably overlooks all of heaven? Yeah, I do. That I do believe. But I don't think it has anything to do with any choices we make, anything, having to do with us here or while we're living, or I think everything comes from internal. Every single choice that we make is from us, good, bad, or indifferent. When you're high, I'm thinking about your drug, what you just said. When you're high, I could tell you cocaine stories that I saw things that just didn't exist. And I don't know. I'm just a big, big believer of every single choice that we make for ourselves. Every single,
Absolutely.
no good, bad. There's no God guiding us. That's your internal moral compass that's guiding you. That's your internal organ, your internal thoughts that are guiding you, your experience from life that's guiding you. Something good happens. It happened because you're good karma. It happened because you made it happen. It didn't happen because God made it happen. It happened because you made it happen. And I think people put too much credence in, oh God, make this happen for me. Oh God, no, you made it happen. And people don't give themselves enough credit. That's my feeling.
Can I share a miracle story that's why I started believing that God was real?
Sure.
Yeah,
So-
could I just finish real fast
Yeah.
what I was saying about the Bible? So as far as the Bible part, like I feel like the Bible is there to guide me. And the reason I brought up lust and stuff like that is because I don't believe that God says, do this and don't do that, and do this and don't do that, and do that and do this and do that just to do it. I think because he's shown me personally, I know we have different experiences, but he's shown me personally that he loves me. And there's been so many horrible times in my life that I've messed up. And it's like when we do drugs or like lustful stuff, okay, I always felt the most evil in those moments, and bad things would happen in my life. And I noticed, and I don't know if whoever's listening, if you just test it out, I'm not preaching, but I'm saying, like, if you're curious to know, what I started doing was putting on Joyce Meyer in the morning, because I told God, the Bible bores me, God. It doesn't keep my attention. It's boring. It's worded boring. If you want me to hear your word, I'm going to need to hear it in a way that entertains me. And like with Iris, you entertain me. So I start listening to Joyce Meyer in the morning, which I haven't been doing lately all the time. And I just notice, and people may say it's a state of mind and stuff like that, but it's like everything in life like starts falling into place. And it's almost like God is like, okay, now you're on the right track. And he does that because he wants us to do good and be successful. And he wants us to enjoy life. That's why he doesn't want us to do bad stuff. It's not because don't do bad stuff because I said to. No, he wants you to take care of yourself. And like you said, Laura, he does want you to do things. He does want you to do things that put good karma out the world. He does want you to try for stuff and not just hand everything to you. Absolutely. I believe that as well. So I'm like a mix. But anyway, sorry, go ahead, Iris.
That's your moral compass.
What I wanted to share, it's okay, so I didn't believe in all this, okay? Didn't. Then one day, I started reading the Bible, and the Bible talked about healing and how you can get healed or whatever. You can get someone else healed, right? There was my friend's son. He was 11. He had twisted his knee and he couldn't walk. He was going to be on crutches for like 6 months. He couldn't walk at all. He had to use the crutches, right?
My son Phoenix is going through that right now.
So hold on. Let me share my story. So then I asked him, do you believe Jesus can heal you? And he said, yes. I started praying for him in tongues. His knee started doing this. In a second, I said, now get up and walk. He got up and walked, no more crutches. He started running. I saw that miracle, and then I said, God is real. I don't give a shit who says what, but he's real.
See, and it also goes with, because I'm a firm believer in, there's a lot of people that say, oh, okay, well, people say just pray for something. I've been doing that my whole life and nothing happened. I am a firm believer that faith is the only time. If you have doubt or anything like that, that basically cancels your prayer out immediately. Like faith is the only prayers that has ever been answered for me. Like when I went to God and said, that's for the first time in my life, I had true faith because I was being real. I wasn't being fake. I wasn't getting on my knees. I wasn't dressing up to go to church to impress God. I said, listen, motherfucker, that was my leap of faith. You're either fucking real or you're not. And he answered me because I was being real and I put my faith into it. And, you know, unfortunately, every time that I've lacked faith, he has not answered my prayers. And I don't know why the hell that is. It drives me nuts, but that's just been my personal experience with it.
To teach you patience.
I fucking hate that. Because I'm one of the most impatient people in the world. And it's just, it can be frustrating at times because I frustrate myself, you know. But it's just like, again, it goes back to like, there's certain things in the Bible that I personally relate to, like having faith. That's the only time that I've ever had anything happen. For example, I'll tell a quick, small little story, but I was going through hell like 12 years ago. I was in a 5150 from a shitty relationship. I did stupid stuff to myself, you know, for attention. And it put me out of work for like a whole month. And I that's when I lived completely on my own for like 8 years. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do now? You know, I freaking like am like basically jobless. I can't pay my rent, whatever. My credit was shit. This was before my bankruptcy, by the way. So I prayed. I was like, God, I don't like something needs to happen here so I can stay on the right track. Immediately the next day, I go to the mail. I never got these offers back then because my credit sucked for a loan. And it was like, okay, well, this is like it could be a blessing, but I'd have to pay it back. But I'm like, I'm not going to approve. I called immediately over the phone. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And it saved me in that very moment that I was praying. And so, and a lot of people are like, oh, that was just a flyer you got. But no, it wasn't, because I never got those types of things. I never was approved for anything like that at that time in my life. So it was awesome. And it's things like that I'll look back and I'll get mad at God now. And I'll be like, how come you used to answer my prayers and now you're letting me go through shit and all these online trolls and all this shit? And God tells me every time, remember, Laura, the other night when you're like, quit drinking, just quit drinking.
Yep.
That was God using you to tell me that, because it was the honest to God truth. And that's all I need to hear, because it is the truth. And there is nothing more than you're doing it to yourself. Stop complaining. You're the one doing it to yourself. And a lot of times when we're walking around tired, oh, God, help me feel more energy, but you're drinking soda all day instead of water. God's going to be like, drink more water, motherfucker. Get better rest. So he does want you to take care of yourself and be independent and not rely on him for everything.
See, but that's my whole point. And I believe me, whatever people want to believe to get them through the day, I'm perfectly okay with. I'm not downing anybody. But right there, what you just said is just where we differ in opinions. You believe that that's God coming through me to get to you. And if that's what works, go for it. I will be Jesus if that's what'll get you on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Like,
then I'm going to pin you to a cross, Laura.
If that's what will get you on the right path, hail me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for that. But,
Laura, you're like, then buy a candle.
Exactly. But the way I see it, you know, that's my experience coming through. That has nothing to do with God. That's my experience telling you, like, hey, Robbie, you're not going to end up on a right path. You're not going to end up right. That's me. That's my own life and my own experience. Been there, done that. Listen to what I'm saying. So what you see as God, because it's going to work for you, is perfectly fine. But for me, that's my own experience. And if you were saying it to me, I'd say that's my own experience. That's just where the difference in opinions come in. But if both work, then fuck it. So be it. Then both are going to work, and that's fine.
I always test my intuition out too, because I believe that everybody has that intuition inside. And to me, that's the voice of God. Like, and it's a very silent voice and it's always right. So the voice inside of me always tells me common sense and exactly what I need to do. But sometimes you need to hear exactly what you already know from somebody else with a bigger mouth, like you, because you'll be blunt about it and be like, dude, because with ourselves, I lack self-discipline most of the time and self-control. So when I hold myself accountable and like other people hold me accountable and they say shit and point it out, that's normally when I correct something. Because I already know I need to correct stuff. I'm like, oh, I'll just do it. I'll do it later. You know, I'm the boss of me. But if somebody else tells me what to do, I'll be like, oh, okay. You know, it's just, that's the way I operate.
But have you ever thought that, and this is just a question, I'm not saying you're doing this, but have you ever thought that you're using God too much of a crutch in the sense that you're not taking responsibility for your own actions and you're saying, well, God will get me through so I can do whatever I want. Well, God will get
absolutely
me through so I can do this. Or God will get me through and I can do that. Because it kind of sounds like maybe you are. And it kind of sounds like that you're using, and you wouldn't be the first and you won't be the last, people that use religion or God or Jesus or whatever you believe as a way to sin, as a way to do bad things, as a way to make excuses for things that you've done or make excuses in your life, where if you 100% take responsibility for your own life and know that the only person that's getting you through it is you, and the only person that's going to make you fail is you, it becomes a different mentality, and it becomes a different headspace, because you are the only one that can make it go either way. You are the only one that can see this through. And it's your choices that are going to end up either good or bad. And with nobody helping you, your accountability on yourself becomes much stronger. And that's not,
I could see what
anything else, but your accountability on yourself literally becomes 10 times stronger. And maybe that will help.
Yeah, no, I definitely and that's why throughout my walk, like building my relationship with God since I was 13, he has always shown me when you do something, there's going to be a consequence for it. And you're going to have to do that. And so each time, you know, you screw up. Maybe you have addictions. Maybe you're addicted to gambling or whatever it is that you have a cycle of doing. Each time, God is not letting me just get away with it like that. It's been, okay, this is the pain that goes with this. And you have to understand, if you do this again, it's going to hurt again, even worse. And with me, that's been another reason why I know drinking and all that stuff. Like, I have been drinking lately and smoking cigarettes, but I know it's not good for me, because along with it comes pain. And I feel like God uses body pains, all sorts of shit, consequence, to build us up like a guardrail. Like, no, you're not going to do this. You're not going to fly off the road, but you are going to hit the guardrail and feel pain. So I believe there's tons of guardrails up in life that we hit them, and we think when we do that life is over, but really that guardrail is there to protect you. And that pain is actually going to inspire you to be like, ugh, okay, I don't want to feel that pain again, so I'm going to do it again. But then you touch the fire again and again and again. Well, each time God's going to let you feel the pain, but he's also going to be forgiving and let you start over, because I believe God wants us to continue to want to try to better ourselves. That's what I believe.
I also believe that God helps those that helps themselves. You know, I hate it when those people are like using God, and I agree with Purple in this sense. Well, God is gonna help me to get my tooth fixed, but I'm just gonna sit here and scratch my belly button and him to do it. I'm just gonna wait and he'll do it. No, man, you gotta get out there, make phone calls, look for a dentist, do something, or you're gonna lose your teeth.
Yep. Well, it's like that Bible verse I was talking about. The faith, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you could move mountains. Well, that's only if it's, necessary. That verse doesn't mean God's just going to move them out. If you have no valid reason to ask for something, it's not going to fucking happen. God's going to be like, there's no reason for that, And if you have the ability to do something yourself, then I don't believe God's just going to be like, oh, here, have this, have this, have this, have that. No, that's not the way life works.
I got to tell you. Go on, Iris.
I was going to say, I'm a diabetic, okay? So I'm going to use myself as an example right now. I believe God can heal me, but I'm eating like a pig, foods that I shouldn't be eating.
Mm-hmm.
How, if God heals me and I continue to eat that way, what's going to happen again? I'm going to get diabetes again. So he's allowing me to go through that, rechanging my eating habits, changing everything, because she's right. I also got to do the work. I can't just expect here and sit on my, excuse my language, my ass and scratch it and be like, oh, God is going to heal me while I'm eating my freaking popsicle. It ain't going to happen. I got to make changes. I got to eat better. I gotta exercise. I gotta drink water. I gotta do the right thing. I gotta follow through. I gotta do the work. I have the resources now, do the work. But some people are just lazy, and I understand what she's saying by using. God is gonna give me a job, and I'm just gonna sit here and stare at the sky, and the job is gonna land in my lap. Have you sent out resumes? Have you worked on your resume? Have you mailed out any applications? How the F is that going to happen? It ain't going to happen. You got to do the work too. If you want to be successful, you got to work. If you want to overcome things, you got to do something. You can't just sit on your ass and do nothing and expect miracles to happen when you're just sitting on your ass doing nothing. I'm sorry. You know that I'm talking like this, but I'm very passionate about that too.
It's true.
And I totally agree with her in that. I agree. And that's why I love how we can talk about our differences of opinion, but we can still get along and we can still, be mature about this.
Mm-hmm. I like, don't pray for outcome, pray for the tools to take care of it.
One of the words that I'm going to say in my story is going to make some people cringe, but hear the whole thing.
It's an open conversation, so go ahead.
One of the reasons I got into the way I think, I was about 21 years old, and I think I was 21, and I was living in Hollywood, California, and everyone that knows me knows I'm a huge John Travolta fan, and I was determined to meet John Travolta. A friend of mine said, let's go to Scientology. That's the word people are going to cringe. So we were walking down Hollywood Boulevard. We filled out some forms about Scientology, and, they were like, bring us to the church, and we went there, and it was beautiful. But we did auditing and we started studying. I was there for a year, and I never met John Travolta, by the way. I started really getting into the philosophy behind Scientology. Now, not Scientology as a religion, because it's a cult. Don't let anybody kid you. It is a cult. But the mentality behind Scientology is that we have the power to control our own destination. We have the power to make things happen. We have the power of ourselves. It's kind of like Zen Buddhism. It's like Zen Buddhism is Scientology on steroids. And, I started really getting into that. And I started really seeing how much of my life is affected by me. And every choice I make has a consequence, good or bad. And when you really start getting rid of the ghost of your past that really have a big effect on every choice you make, when you get rid of those and you completely start your life on a blank slate and not let anything from your past affect you going forward, it changes your life. I mean, no joke, completely changes your life. And that's where I started on this path of truly believing that, everything that I do is on me, and every single choice that I make is on me. Yeah. And once you open yourself up to that kind of vulnerability and that kind of humbleness, I guess, it opens your world to a whole new realm of possibilities. And I would strongly suggest looking into that, Robbie. You could still believe in God and believe, I have no problem with that. But I'm saying that when you really start taking accountability for your actions, when you make poor choices, you think about it 10 times more. When, it took me years after that to finally get off drugs. Don't get me wrong. But, when I finally made the choice to stop, when I finally had enough assurance in myself, enough belief in myself. But I remember thinking about those days in Scientology. I remember that, hearing people, I still see it when I close my eyes or eyes open, the accountability that they make you have for all your choices. And when I finally stopped and never looked back was 2008. And I just remember hearing people tell me in my head, like, this is you. This is your choice. Only you can make this choice. And if you decide not to make this choice, okay, you're going to have consequences. But that strength of nobody's helping me get out of this. This is me. Changed everything in my life.
Yeah, no, that's an absolute great way to look at stuff, because that truly, look, I mean, you could pray and pray and pray for God to take you out of a situation, but just like you're both saying, Iris, like you said, you're trying to feel better and you want to be healed, but you're eating bad. You know that you need to eat healthy in order to do that. We know in order to feel good and have energy the next day, we have to have a good night's rest. We have to hydrate. So it's stuff like that, to where, like I was saying earlier, God is common sense. So nothing dumb is going to come out of God except for religion. And that doesn't come from God. That comes from people. And it is stupid. I mean, that's not to offend anybody with religion, but I'm not a religious person. I strictly, like you said, Laura, look into stuff. I will, because I am open to everything, and I look into everything because I'm a curious person, and that's how I'm built. And if things don't make sense, or I want to look further into things to make sense, then I'm going to look in and study stuff and look into stuff for sure. So I'll look into whatever people throw my way to recommend or whatever.
I still want to know how I spent an entire year at the Church of Scientology and never met John Travolta.
When somebody in chat just said they met John Travolta last year in Alabama.
Everybody met him. Everybody's met John Travolta but me. I even joined Scientology for a year. So I'm just destined not to meet this man. The only man
sold your soul for John Travolta.
I'm telling you, the only man I ever want to meet, and I still haven't met him. I've lived in Florida. I've gone past his house. He's never around. I'm over it. I'm never gonna meet him.
What is it? His acting? Is it his looks? What is it about him?
I have loved him since Welcome Back, Kotter days, since I was a little girl, and I've had a crush on him my whole life. And I've met tons of people. Tons. I've partied with the best rock stars people could ever know. I have had a blast in my life. And he's one person I've just never met. He's the one person that got away. No, he's just the one person that, of all the people I've partied with, all the people I've hung with, all the people, like, I'm not Marissa. I don't tell stories. I don't care. Like, I don't take pictures. But he's the one person that nobody has got me to meet, and I've tried. I've met people that are friends with him, and nothing ever worked out. Like, I just want to meet him. And it's become this, I just want to meet him. I just want to shake his hand, say hi, and my life is complete. Like, that's it.
Was he, I may have heard this wrong, but was he dressing up in women's clothing
or
something?
That's all rumors.
Okay, and because then Kelly, his wife, passed away a few years ago. So I didn't know if they were getting a divorce, or I didn't know what happened with that. So she was beautiful, that woman.
Can I share
go
what
ahead,
the
Iris.
Bible says about religion?
Sure.
Can I just share what the Bible says about religion is this? Religion that is pure and undefiled before God, the Father, is this: to visit orphans and widows in their affliction, and to keep oneself unstained from the world. That's what God considers religion. To love people, pretty much.
Yeah.
He didn't say in the Bible, it doesn't say you have to be a Buddha, you have to be a Catholic, you have to be this, you have to be that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and people, there is way too many things that people look, again, hey, Lewis, common sense. Dude, basically, I think to sum up, like, the golden rule, karma and all that, is don't be a fucking asshole. Like, try to do the best you can on a daily basis. And that's fucking it.
Exactly.
You know?
I agree
And it's
with that.
because when I am an asshole to people, even if they're a fucking asshole to me first, I have to reap what I sow, you know, and then you have to put up with bullshit. I mean, YouTube in itself is a tool to learn about a lot about yourself. It really is. Laura, you know this. You've been on here probably longer than all of us, right? You've been on a long time.
Yeah. Well, 2018, 16.
Yeah. So you learn a lot about how to interact with people, things about yourself, maybe times we snap, times we shouldn't have said something. If we don't want something there, it's always there to remind us because somebody clips it. And it's like, it's a good learning tool. It may not be pretty all the time, but it is a good tool for learning. So anyways, I don't know how we got into that conversation, but I need to go shower here shortly. I was talking about Laura's candles and just blabbing, and all of a sudden we got into, it was Christmas. See, Christmas does it every time.
Yes, it was Christmas.
And didn't you come up on a panel another time when I was talking about Santa last year, Laura? Was that the same conversation?
I am all for Santa.
See, I'm like, fuck Santa, anti-Santa.
Santa rock.
But, you know, I don't, you know, I don't tell people or ruin it for other people's children or anything like that. Except I think there were a couple kids in the room last time I was talking about it, and people were like, I gotta go out of the chat. My kids can hear. I'm like, why are your kids listening to my stream anyways?
But let me tell you this. When I didn't have kids, because I had kids late. I didn't have kids till my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Before I had kids, I didn't care. I didn't decorate anything. It was just me and my boyfriend. There was no reason to. So I think that's where your head's at. You're right, because in my 20s, I could care less about Christmas. I went to meet family. I had fun with family. And that was it. Then all the screaming kids, they can go back home to their parents. I was going out and partying. But once I had kids and I saw the magic of it, everything changed. So I think you think the way you do just because you don't have kids.
Yeah, well, the Santa thing has always been like a, you know, but probably should seek therapy for it because he hurt my feelings. But the whole Christmas thing in general about not decorating anymore and stuff truly comes from, like, I grew up in my family. It was my parents, my brother, and my sister. And then our family would come over every year, maybe my Aunt Sally or whatever. And it was a feeling of like our family being close. And about 5 years ago, I think now, my parents moved to Kansas, which is quite the drive from here now. So it just kind of like made it different. Like, I still have tons of my family out here. My brother's out here, my sister, you know, me and my aunt live together, but it's not what it used to be. And it's not the house I grew up in and stuff. So it's like, it's almost like I have this, no, fuck you, Christmas. You did me dirty. So, you know, I just want my post again.
And I have kids. I actually have a 23 and a 26-year-old, and I never actually, like I said before, never got him into Christmas either. So that's my bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you say that, Robbie, because we were the same way. But my parents moved, and I moved, and I used to fly in from wherever I was, always for Thanksgiving. And not so much Christmas because it was too expensive, but Thanksgiving, you can get cheaper deals. So every year we'd meet for Thanksgiving. My grandparents died and it just fell apart and nobody met anymore. This year, since we've been here for the last couple of years, we've only had Thanksgiving with me and my kids or, you know, boyfriends, whatever, you know, their boyfriend, girlfriend. So this year with Phoenix being hurt, I said, Mom, why don't you guys come for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, so we can have Thanksgiving together? Never expected her to say yes. Figured she would be like, no, it's too much at the holiday time. She's like, all right, let me look into it. Not even an hour later. I can't even eat right now. Like, I could barely eat.
Oh,
So,
yeah, because your surgery.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to cook this year. So she's like, and I was totally doing it to be an asshole. Like, Mom, just come. Within an hour, she calls me back. I've already let the kids know we booked a flight. We'll be there that Sunday before. We're staying on Friday. I was like, oh my God.
Nice. See, that's a good, see that.
I was
if
like,
my parents
didn't expect that at all. I was telling my Patreons, I was like, oh, I just screwed myself big time.
That's awesome though. Because like if I had something to look forward to, I could drive to see my parents. But the problem is around, because I usually, if I go to see them, I do it in the summertime when the weather's good. But usually around Christmas time, Thanksgiving and stuff, the border of because they moved to Kansas. So Colorado and Kansas, that border sometimes even closes from snow. You never know that area. So it's just like, it made it difficult, but I could try a little bit harder. But I'm just not motivated to. I'm like, you know what? It's just easier, and I save money from just skipping Christmas each year and just saying Merry Christmas, and that's it. And then maybe putting on a Christmas Carol and drinking a fucking pumpkin spice. You know, having a little cry. Christmas makes me cry the older I get too. Like I could see a Christmas commercial or hear one on the radio or something and start crying. Even in the grocery store, I'm like, who am I becoming? Because I'm not like an easy crier when it comes to that kind of shit.
I think you need a child.
Oh, fuck.
That's what I think.
I'm going to be 40 in like 6 months.
So? Yeah. Don't you watch 90 Day Fiance? He's 50.
I don't watch TV, really.
Child.
I don't know. I think I'm built more to be...
Old man.
I don't know. Oh, here, we'll end with this because, Laura, I don't know if you know we do this. We say 3 things we're grateful for each day and then 1 person we're grateful for. So I'll go first. Or Iris, you go first. And then we'll have Laura think of hers.
Well, my first grateful for today, I'm going to say Louis as a person because he has been helping me out so much. He's been helping me out so much. You know, with cooking, cleaning. As you guys know, I'm recovering from a hysterectomy. So right now I'm not able to do anything. So I'm grateful for him. I'm also grateful for the people in chat because they encourage me. They encourage me. Like yesterday, you know what happened with my son. I jumped into live. I asked people for their advice, and a lot of them gave me their advice because I really didn't know what to do. So I'm thankful for the people in chat and the subscribers. And I'm also thankful for my children. Even though they're a pain in the rear, they're still my children. They came out of me, and I gotta say that I love them, right? Mm-hmm. So those are my 3 gratefuls.
Okay, so mine are, I'm thankful for this conversation because this actually did end up being an interesting conversation. It was just going to be a live of me just bullshitting, but it was more than that. And I'm thankful for differing opinions because we can learn about other people or ourselves. And I'm also thankful for the cool fall weather today because it is kind of like relaxing. And the person I'm thankful for today, I'm going to say is Laura because I'm like full of candle wax because of Laura and the grape scent.
Did you blow it out or did it go out?
Oh, no, I blew it out.
Oh, okay.
I blew it out.
Okay. Yeah. Shoo. I was going to say my
No, it was burning the whole time we're talking. I just blew it out.
Okay. What am I thankful for? Or grateful for? I am grateful for meeting Iris.
Aww.
I am grateful for having Robbie as my friend. I am grateful for every single Patreon supporter and sub member that supports me, believes in me, believes in my business, believes in my candles, and is there for me every day through thick and thin. So those are 3 things that I'm grateful for. And then what's the other thing?
And then 1 person you're grateful for. And if you say John Travolta, you're getting booted. Just kidding.
I'm getting booted anyway. I am grateful for... All right, I'm just going to go with the first person that comes to mind.
Ooh,
and that's
intuition.
And that's Phoenix's doctor.
Oh.
For getting him on the path. We are 17 days away from freedom. And I don't know if you knew, Robbie, on July 8th, my son was in a wrestling incident and his foot literally got turned all the way other around.
Oh,
and
so that's what happened. Okay.
His toe was facing the ground while he was standing straight up, like sitting straight up. Oh. And it's been 4 months of nonstop physical therapy and doctors and waiting on him hand and foot. And yeah, it's been bad. But we're 17 days away from freedom. And I'm thankful to the doctor that he is able to walk again that he's recovering really well. And I don't know, that he was the first person that came to mind.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really, see, I knew your son was on like bed rest for a while or something.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Since July 8th.
Oh, God, that sounds painful, man.
Oh, even the thought of the picture makes me cringe.
Ooh.
It's so bad. And, you know, by the time he got to the hospital, they took him from school to the hospital. But by the time he got to the hospital, his foot was only a quarter way around. So you can look at it, but the ERs had to physically like flip his foot around. Oh, it was horrible. The thought, yeah.
I can't do broken bones. The only bone I've ever broke is my big toe. I was walking to Waterworld with my friends when I was about 12 years old, maybe, and we were kicking litter around and cussing at them because we thought it was cool to cuss and it was funny. And we'd run and kick, and I had flip-flops on, and I saw this pop can in the distance, and I started running to it. And mind you, we're walking to Waterworld. It's like a huge water amusement park. I run up and I kick this pop can. It ended up not being a pop can. It was a pole stuck into the ground, a solid pole. And I didn't know I broke my toe. I was like, ow, and I'm limping the whole time. I literally still went to Waterworld, rode every water ride, and had my toe banging up against everything. By the end of the day, it was like this big and black. It was terrible.
Oh, God.
Well, guys, thank you for the conversation. That was a good conversation.
Thank you, Robbie. Now that I didn't get anything done, and I got to get to the for physical therapy.
Oh, well, I hope it goes good. And you guys don't forget to, and Laura and Iris, if you don't have each other's channels,
that's actually what I was gonna tell her. I'm gonna subscribe, and I'm gonna look into your candles. I don't know. I know that Robbie has some candles that had it. You know, I'll check them out.
Mm-hmm. And I did pin Laura's link. I think I pinned the link to my candle in there, but if you go there and the website is there, and you can see all of her other candles.
And yeah, my channel, my crime channel is Perplex QT, and my vlog channel is Life Perplexed. But I just want to say, one of your mods, Peach,
yes,
she said she was covering, 90 Day Fiance. Does anybody in here watch I Love a Mama's Boy? It's also on Discovery Plus. It's on the same lines as 90 Day Fiance, but it's about these girls that are absolutely in love with mama's boys. And these mama's boys are way over the top, like way over the top. This one, you would think he was having an affair with his mom. And one won't move. And the show is hysterical. I tried doing commentary, and I was going to do stuff on it last year. But what happened was they kept striking me. So I was like, screw it, I'm not going to do it. And not enough people actually watch it to be able to talk about it without showing it. So I was just wondering if anybody else watches it. Christy watches it. It is.
That sounds interesting. I'm going to write it down. What's it called?
It's called I Love a Mama's Boy.
I Love a Mama's Boy. And what channel is it on?
It's on Discovery Plus or TLC. Okay. Discovery Plus has both seasons, but it is so funny. I mean, you feel so bad for these girlfriends. Mom's going on honeymoons with them. Like, first season, these people are whacked, absolutely whacked. And this one couple, like, I swear he's gay. I don't care what anybody says, but he is his mom is so in love with him, and the dad is like never even around. But she's married, but she's like, no, I make the rules and I do this. And, you know, let's go wine testing. And you would think this was his wife. Like, his mom is so over the top. Another one is in New York, and, you know, he bought a condo to stay near his mom. She wants to go to California. So the mom's like, you can't go with her to California. You can't leave me. I'm like, dude, break the cord already. Like, I mean, it's hysterical. You want to scream at the TV. You want to wring these moms' necks. And I'm a single mom. I love my boys, love them. But I mean, I'm going to cut the cord. I'm going to let them, if they want to move to Europe, then I support you. You know, like, oh no, you got to stay here for me, blah, blah. Like, oh my God, these people are crazy. It's crazy, but it's funny as shit.
See, that sounds entertaining to me. If I'm going to watch any kind of TV, I want it to be like weird, interesting stuff like that.
I promise you, Robbie, you will love it. You will absolutely love it. It is just such a fun show. And I don't know why it doesn't get more airtime. I don't know why more people don't talk about it. It's probably the best reality show I've ever seen. Honestly, it is.
I don't know why I don't watch more TV, because see, because I often hear you talking about like this TV show or this or that. I get so consumed in the reality TV of YouTube that it would be good for me to find like a TV show to be like, okay, I'm not watching YouTube for like a day or two. Because I get so caught up in YouTube, like watching it all the time.
That's why you can't watch it. That's why I find all this stuff on Netflix. And I try to find the longer the series, the better. A great show I got to recommend that's on Hulu it's also on NBC. Like I don't have regular TV. I watch everything, on Hulu. Ordinary Joe, one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
What's it about?
It's about a guy. It's a drama show, but it's about a guy. It's about a guy, regular guy, who when he graduates college, which way does he want to go? Does he want to go meet this girl he's been sleeping with for 4 years? Does he want to meet this hot new girl? Or does he want to go with his parents? Whichever choice he chooses to make is what his career is. He's either... If he goes with his parents, he's a cop. If he goes with this new girl, he's going to be a rock star. If he goes with the one he's been sleeping with, he's going to be a doctor. But they show you all three paths. And the whole premise of the show is, what if I made a different choice? What if I chose to do this instead of this? So instead of wondering, they show you his life on all three paths. Excellent, excellent show. One of the best I've seen come out of NBC in a while.
See, that sounds amazing, but I don't like commitment. Like a drama show is like a relationship. You get hooked on these shows. So it's like either a sitcom or like a reality show with like, I can do those maybe. What is 90 Day Fiance though? That sounds kind of interesting. I've heard of it before.
90 Day Fiance is a reality TV show on TLC and Discovery Plus. There's some seasons that are lame. There's some seasons that are good. It's been on, there's so many off spins of it, but it's about couples that if you started dating somebody in Ethiopia and you had this relationship for the last couple of years. Well, you call 90 Day Fiance and now your relationship is on camera and you decide someone will have 90 days to either move in. I mean, you have 90 days to marry somebody once they come over or once you go over there. And it's just about the relationship. Some seasons are much better than others, but there's like 50 different off spins of it. You could find a 90 Day Fiance show every day. Every day you can find a 90 Day Fiance show. There's Bears, there's this, there's that. There's tons of them, but not all of them are good.
Did you ever watch The Bad Girls Club, Laura?
Of course.
Oh my God, I freaking love that. Is like the number one show that I would ever I'd watch it over again. I think it's on Peacock right now. All the seasons of it are on Peacock.
Yeah.
I could see you in your younger years being on Bad Girls. And you know what, Iris? I could have seen you on that show in your younger years too.
I was a bit crazy in my younger years.
I could see you, Katie, Molly Golightly. Who else can we throw in the Bad Girls Clubhouse? Iris, we'll throw Iris in there. Natasha Cooper. That'd be interesting. Can you imagine throwing all these?
I have to ask, what is this fundraiser she's doing?
Whose fundraiser?
Natasha's doing. She's got $8,000 raised for fighting the bad guys. The cyber.
I believe that's for that was on a website. I believe that was to raise. It's a legal website, I think, like the fundraiser. I don't know who set it up.
No, it's GoFundMe.
Oh, okay. And so what it is for her legal costs, because I think what is like discouraging people, copyright strikes, they don't work because people automatically say, screw you, I'm going to appeal it and then I'm going to win because you're not taking them to court. Yeah. So I think this is for the people that are doing that and so that she can follow through with that kind of stuff. I think I could be wrong on exactly what it is, but it's for stuff like that.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why I stopped copyright striking people, because it's pointless. Because you need money to take them to court anyways. So it's stupid.
Nobody. I mean, copyright striking, which is why I'm glad YouTube changed their policy with it. You know, you could still go live. Copyright striking is great for, I write a song and it's my own original song and you steal it. That's what copywriting is for. That's what striking is for. You know, not somebody does a commentary on a video. That's not what YouTube set it up for. If people really do the proper type of copyright, then it wouldn't have all this bullshit. You know, I never copyright strike people. I should. People yell at me, but you don't copyright somebody because they're doing commentary on your video. If they're that.
Can I ask you? You trademarked your name, right? Because I trademarked mine, Save Robbie, and it's still like I have it, but it takes like a year or something. And I paid like a lot of money. It was like $700 to trademark it.
And I did a cheap route.
Did you? Mine was expensive. And so that's why, you know, when people do use my name, and I've been like, well, you're using my fucking name, but I don't even really know how it works. I just trademarked it.
Well,
Maybe
you
could tell me more about that
money
later.
on it. But I did the cheap route because copywriting 2 words, you can't, like, anyone can use the term Save Robbie. They just can't use it for a channel.
Right.
They can't use a channel name if it's copyrighted.
Yeah,
But people can still use it, but you're supposed to get money from it.
My clone's going around somewhere, but we all have a clone somewhere.
He called me babe. He called me babe, remember?
Yeah, my clone went into hers and called her babe. They went up there backstage and said, let me up on panel, babe. I'm like teaching Iris, don't let people on panel, don't do this and do that. Because, you know, Iris is learning how StreamYard works and all that kind of stuff. She's been live streaming a long time, but she's just getting used to all the ins and outs of the drama shit that even happens.
The cheap way to trademark your name is you have taxes filed under that name. You have business filed under that name. You have PayPal filed under that name. You have legal entities filed under that name. That's a cheap way to do it.
Yeah, I went through like this company and it was a pain in the ass because like they, you know, I didn't trademark the image that goes along with Save Robbie, just like, you know, my actual picture up there, just the name. And it still was a pain in the ass because you had to, I paid and then they're like, okay. And I thought it was just going to be like 300. They're like, now you're going to have to pay this additional. I was like, wait a minute, there's more.
Wow.
So plus,
no, you can do it cheap by just having stuff in your name. Like, you know, filing certain things, showing that you've used this name for business purposes. You've used this name as a legal entity. You have taxes under this name. You have business. You have PayPal. You accept money under this name. That's the cheap way to do it. I mean, would it hold up in court if some huge company named themselves Perplex QT and, you know, they're huge and they're a multi-million-dollar company? Could I sue them? Probably not. My legal entity probably wouldn't hold up in court. But
I could.
But you probably could, yeah. So that's the difference. But I'm poor, so.
See, I didn't know what inspired me to do it. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to trademark my fucking name. Because, you know, I kept seeing my name pop up and all sorts of shit. And I don't know how it works. But hey, Shannon and Sarah. So, yeah.
It works.
Well, guys, make sure that you go check out Laura's candles. And I'm sure most of you already follow Laura's channel. If not, follow her channels and Iris's. And I'm going to go. Me and Laura are going to go. Did you say you're going to shower, Laura? Because I'm going to shower at the same time. We're going to be in the shower at the same. Oh, my God. We're all three going to. Let's just shower stream together.
We're going to shower. I wear my hat, guys. By the way, I wear my hat because I just woke up and you like asked me to come up and I was like,
oh, you don't have to explain that. This is what I'm going to do, Laura. Since you're going to be in the shower at the same time as me, you're also going to be there in spirit because I'm going to burn my grape candle in the shower.
Woo, woo. I'm so excited.
By the way, why is your picture not on your candle?
Because
I was like, where's Laura's picture?
I don't think you really wanted my picture on the candle. And It was grape, and I don't know. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna put my picture on it. I'll put my name on it.
Oh, well, yeah, it's cute, but I was like, where's Laura's face?
Because it's a big candle. So that's
It
why.
is a big candle. I was surprised.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I will see you in the shower, and everybody else, I hope you have a wonderful day.
In the shower. Woo woo.
Love you guys.
Iris, it was a pleasure meeting you.
It's a pleasure meeting you too. Bye-bye.
Oh,
I'm going to get up now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love
Bye.
you. Laura, if you're still listening, Peach dropped her link so you can go over and to her channel because I was telling her to drop it earlier. Lewis already said, see, you're on top of things. I was going to run errands today in my car, which is filthy. I was going to go get it vacuumed and stuff, but yeah, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. Laura, you will love Peach. She's absolutely adorable and wonderful, and she's got the coolest accent, one of the coolest accents in the world. From a very almost Cockney. I don't know if Cockney, is it Cockney? I don't know, but your accent is adorable. Anyways, guys, love you, Christy. Bye, Gulf Coast Mama. I hope you're feeling better, Gulf Coast, so we could set up our thing soon. I don't know if now that it's passed, I mean, paranormal stuff's always fun to do. So anyways, thank you, Iris. Thank you, Laura, for coming up. And I'm going to go burn my grape soda candle in the shower. Love you guys. Bye.
No chance. No dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. Give me second chances.